Go Mustangs! The Coach Jackson Show, brought to you by Kim Assad, your real estate broker.
Hello, Mustang Nation, and welcome to Week 10 of the Coach Jackson Show. Matt Carnes, Grapevine Booster, here with you for the final regular season show of the season. And your Grapevine Mustangs end up 9-1, 4 points away from a perfect season. Coach, we're at the end of the regular season, about to head to the playoffs. Talk about the end of the regular season, and then we'll get into the Birdville game.
I think we finished the year on a good note as far as finishing we called it pre-playoffs, those last 4 games, and really excited of how we played in the first half. Really came out on fire and put it away almost at the end of the first quarter as far as just imposing our will on them a little bit. I thought we had great energy. And, you know, after we were a little bit flat against Eastern Hills, I was real proud to see how we came out. I wanted some momentum going into really season 3, which is the playoffs or the tournament that we call it. So real proud of our effort against Birdville.
Well, you had a big return to start from Zach Wolf. You had a 21-0 first quarter lead, 38-0 halftime lead. Got a little bit of a slow start in the third quarter, but a 4-play, 98-yard drive really put it on cruise control and put it away. Yeah,
they came out and gave us that one last push, I guess, and they controlled the ball a little bit. They threw it 54 times, I think, and just tried to complete really their running game was just a short passing game, and we really weren't too worried about it because we had a big lead. But yeah, I thought that our 98-yard drive, I mean, that's just a mark of a great offense, that you can have a long sustained drive down the field. So that's always something good we love to see.
Well, the defense and special teams were solid again. Both of them performed very well. In the first half, you had 3 punts, an interception, and a turnover on downs. So defense, I mean, if you look at the number of plays they ran, they just didn't get a lot of action in the first half of the offense.
Yeah, I was probably the most proud of them, of us sniffing out the fake punt, because you just really can't work that kind of. We've faked a couple of punts this year, and they've been successful. It's just it's a big momentum shifter too. So real proud of that. Again, I think that really maybe the overall strength, maybe the number one strength of our team, may be our defensive front 7. And just our physicalness up front, and we certainly showed that the other night. And so, yeah, just a great effort again by our defense.
Well, let's look at a few of the plays from the game here. This is what got the scoring started here. This was the touchdown on the flag route to David.
Yeah, this is a play we call cutthroat, and it's just, like you said, a corner route by number 3 in there and 2 inside routes by and there's so much grass there. And basically, Allen's thrown it to the pylon, and David made a great catch.
And then a little bit later, Roshan really snuck through a crack here.
Yeah, it is just the littlest little crack ever. We just put him in the play before, and it was an inside run play, and they had all their backers walked up. And honestly, usually that spells trouble, and he just found a little seam, and once he gets in the second level, it's all she wrote usually.
And if you look in the background, you saw Allen signaling touchdown when he was about the line of scrimmage.
Yes, sir.
And then let's talk about Carson French. You said he's 62, a 62 overall. Here he goes from quite a distance out. Talk about what he's meant to the team this year.
I mean, I've never had a kicker who was 100% at the end of the year, much less 62 out of 62. So he's 59 of 59 on PATs and 3 for 3 on field goals. And so I think he's got a future to be able to play at the next level. He does a great job of getting the ball in the end zone. He does a great job of pooch kicking. He's been great for us.
And here we got Cade Rhodes in. And this was really the final nail in the coffin when Zach broke this one from the run.
They really took away a lot of our run game, and so Zach didn't get a lot of carries. And so on senior night, I was real proud for him to get to finish with a nice long run there. You know, and last time at Mustang Stadium, I was proud for him. That was a great run by him.
That pretty much ended that one. So let's talk about the season, into the regular season here. You're big on turnovers. Talk about the turnover ratio this year and how y'all came out on that.
You know, right now I think we're plus 10, so we're okay. We're really not exactly where we want to be, but other than just a couple of games, we've been real solid on the turnover margin. Really, we try to be plus 2 a game, so we're a little short there. It'll be a big deal in the playoffs, and I think in the playoffs the talent level starts becoming more and more the same, and all those intangibles become more important. I think in the regular season, it's probably about 70% talent and 30% coaching and intangibles and all that. And as the playoff starts, people start getting better and better, and the talent starts becoming more 50-50, and penalties and turnovers and all that just become more magnified. I mean, against Dunbar, I think we lost 5 turnovers. We won't be able to do that in the tournament and stay around.
Yeah, that was a big one, but you came back nicely on that one. But season stats overall, offensively, you scored over 50 points a game, 506 for the season. You gained over 460 yards, and that's with 5 games when you really had to pull the starters out early. In some cases, they were out at the end of the first quarter. So just talk about what they accomplished this year without even having all the time to get all the stats they should have had.
Yeah, I think we try to play fast, and we really do a pretty good job of it. It's probably the most efficient we've been this year. We were able to run the football this year, and so the fact most of our O-line was coming back was huge. We had some receivers who didn't play receiver last year, weren't in school last year. I mean, so Dylan Gonzalez didn't play last year and played DB when he's here. He's just done awesome. Zach Carnes moved in and played quarterback. He's a stud. David Clayton was a running back last year. So our receiver core, Kel Dow didn't play last year, and boy, he's made big catches, and they all block for each other. And so just could not be happier with how that's worked out. I mean, Zach has progressed and played into it like a senior should play, and then Rashawn was kind of a surprise move up. We had an injury, and thank God, he's been a good spark for us. And of course, Allen has just been Allen. So real happy with our offensive production. And like you say, if there's games where we didn't pull off, then really we would have more yards and more points because, we try not to run it up on people, try to do the right thing. But, yeah, if we really put the pedal to the metal, if we would have had more competitive games, I think our numbers would have been even better.
Well, and defensively, you only gave up 168 points all season. That was the lowest scoring defense in the district. And along with that led you for the senior night to have a big announcement that you were co-district champs. So talk about that as well.
Yeah, we're real proud of that, of course. And again, head coaches have different philosophies. I'm not one of those guys that wants to win games 51-50, and I want to put really good players on defense, and our defense is what's always going to carry you. I mean, you're just not going to outscore. I think it's like pitching in baseball. You must play good defense. So, again, and I really think it all starts up front. If you can stop the running game from Little League to the NFL, if people can't run the ball on you, you got a chance. And we're going to talk to Bradley Williams later. He went from safety to outside backer and has played awesome at outside backer. And so just those kind of, both our inside backers were returning, a lot of D linemen returning, Brennan Davis at one outside backer. So it's probably the best defensive front Grapevine's had in the last 10 years. And in a correlation, it's the best record we've had in the last 10 years. But I think our defensive front's a big part of it.
Well, in all those plays, you mentioned Bradley, but if you noticed in all those plays on the defensive highlights, number 42, number 15, number 9, they're at almost every single play. So they've done a great job all year of getting to the point of attack. So you got a big week coming up. It's heading into the playoff time. It's playoff. It's going to be week 1 against Fort Worth Southwest Friday night. Friday night at 7 o'clock over at Pennington Field. But you've got a 6-4 team coming in. They've allowed about 33 a game and given up about 34 a game. What are we looking for with Fort Worth Southwest?
They're athletic, kind of a typical Fort Worth team that they're just not as big and as strong as we are on it. I mean, they don't have the off-season program that we have, but they've got a receiver going to Missouri who runs a 10.3 800, a 4.3 guy. So they've got guys who can cause us problems. If we had a wrestling tournament with them, we'd win. If it was a sprint relay competition, we would lose. And so, but it's football, and there's some aspects of both of that. So we have to. Our strength will be up front, and we have to impose our will up front. So we have to see how they're going to play us, but we should be able to run the ball at them. And as long as we can limit their big plays on defense, we just can't let another Eastern Hills happen to us where we give up, some big plays maybe that we shouldn't give up and let them hang around. It's the best season in their school's history, so they're excited. They've got the playoff T-shirt, and they're going to play their best game of the year is how we have to look at it. And if they do that, then we're going to have to be ready to go.
Well, it is, like you say, it's win or go home, so you're going to get everybody's best from this point forward. Got a big week coming up. This week's schedule, you have the pep rally in downtown Grapevine at the Gazebo, 6 p.m. on Thursday night. Coach Lester's idea, and it was a good one. So talk about downtown Grapevine and just what it means to have a team that the town is embracing so well.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. He mentioned to me at the pep rally, and I said, let's do it. By the time the pep rally was over with, we had some people fired up about it. And, you know, Grapevine is, the downtown is just special anyway, so I think it's just going to be an awesome deal. Mayor Tate's going to speak. We've got a DJ from one of the local, one of the DFW radio stations is going to MC it. I think there'll be a good crowd out there, and so we'll have our team meal here at the field house like we always do, and then we talk about bringing the juice, and we think there'll be some good juice there Thursday night, and kind of just a good tradition to get going and kind of get the town involved and get everybody in downtown Grapevine, and let's get this thing going.
Well, the winner of your first game will take on the winner of the Wichita Falls Rider and Ladle game. That will happen Thursday night soon after the pep rally, so I'm sure you'll have plenty of people scouting there. But be ready, Mustang Nation, to be there 6 o'clock Thursday night at the Gazebo. Breakfast of Champions Fridays morning, 7:30 a.m., bring enough for the coaches and the players. And then Friday night, November 11th, 7 p.m., Pennington Field. It's against Fort Worth Southwest. Come loud. Bring your red, bring your blue, whatever you got for Mustang colors, and we will see you there. Hello, Mustang Nation, here in the Mustang locker room with Mustang linebacker Bradley Williams, number 9, all over the field. Bradley, talk about your senior season, what it's been like to have the best record for the Grapevine Mustangs in the last 18 years.
It's amazing, honestly. I was a little worried to making the move from safety to linebacker, but once it happened and once a couple games kind of went by, we got a lot more confident about it, and once the offense kind of picked things up, started to feel a lot better about the season.
Well, Coach Jackson talked about the transition you made from safety to linebacker, and you've been making plays all year long. We'll start here. First game of the season, critical time in the ball game. We had to have a critical stop, and talk about what was happening right here when you shed that block and made that stop.
Well, honestly, this was a play we've been working on all week. We knew they'd want to run it on the goal line, and if you could hear the audio in this, you hear my coach yelling, stay outside, and that's all I had to do, and he kind of ran right into me. And it was a big play and a big moment, so we needed it.
That was a critical stop at the time. And then on the special teams, you've been big all year. Here we are against Carter Riverside, and with just a good quick break, you wind up with just an easy touchdown.
Yeah, I was honestly a little surprised that he just kind of rolled over that and then just saw the ball on the ground and had to jump on it.
And you didn't mind jumping on the football and getting a touchdown, did
As
you?
long as he left it out there for me, I guess.
Well, this past Friday night, senior night, you made 2 plays at critical times to help keep the momentum going your way. Talk about what's going on here.
Right here, I noticed he. Well, honestly, I was locked on one of my receivers, and the ball just kind of popped up right into me. And I wasn't even expecting it to happen, but when opportunity rides, just jumped on the ball.
Well, the tip drill is always a key factor, and then right here, another key stop, and this one in the backfield. Talk about what's going on here.
Well, I noticed every time this guy would do a little quick screen like this, he would kind of look up and check it where I was positioned, and once I saw him do that, I kind of knew that it was about to be something like that, so I was ready for it as soon as the ball snapped.
Well, you were there quick. Well, we are looking forward to the playoff run. We will see you Friday night, Pennington Field against Fort Worth Southwest. Look forward to seeing number 9 all over the field as usual.
Can't wait. Thank you.
Good luck.
Go Mustangs! The Coach Jackson Show, brought to you by Kim Assad, your real estate broker.